Texas League Baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. We welcome you into our live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. And now here's the voice of your San Antonio Missions, the one, the only, John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob, and a good evening, everybody. We welcome you into tonight's broadcast of Texas League Baseball. It is Game 5 of our 6-game set between the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles and your San Antonio Missions. Well, tonight, after the game, sit back, relax, enjoy the best, and I'm saying it, the best fireworks show courtesy of Dr. Pepper. Series wraps up tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 as we get ready to conclude the 6-game homestand, and then it is off to Oklahoma to take on the Tulsa Drillers in a 6-game starting next week. Missions are back home on Tuesday, May the 5th, as we get ready to do Star Wars Week and also my birthday as well. So anyway, got to say, going to be a pretty festive week as we get ready for the first week of May, and a 12-game homestand coming our way here in San Antonio. Our leadoff 6 against Midland, and the next following 6 against the Wichita Wind Surge, which that would be pretty good as well. Go online now at samissions.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, follow us all season long with Bally Live and here of YouTube Live. You can download the apps as quickly as possible. So get to it. Download them apps, and you are good to go. Well, anyway, joined in the booth by my partner and friend, Bob. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I got to say, I am doing good. Well, what a night it was last night as San Antonio had a tie ball game. It was 2-2, and then all of a sudden, bam, there's the winning run coming in the bottom of the 9th inning. And so far, San Antonio walked it off, and the whole house erupted into applause. And I got to say, that was a perfectly good night for San Antonio. And so far, it was pretty good. But anyway, I got to say, it was a pretty good night for baseball. And so far, it was a pretty good one. Well, anyway, we're getting some final scores in. Boy, Arkansas winning both games against Corpus Christi as they got rained out in the top half of the 5th inning. It was a scoreless ball game. First game of the doubleheader, it was 4-0 Arkansas, and then it was 5-2 the final through 7 in game 2. So it was a series sweep on that doubleheader. And then Midland winning through 10 innings, the final 6-4. And they will pick up win number 13. And so far, Springfield now 8-12. It is a 9 battle between Corpus Christi, San Antonio, and Frisco. And so far, the last place position is the Amarillo Sod Poodles, which they are down 7-12. Tulsa doing pretty good, but anyway, they are the bottom of the 5th inning in Frisco, 6-5. The Frisco Rough Riders leading that game by that 1 run, and so far pretty good. Well, San Antonio and Amarillo fixing to go as we get things going. And so far, a Saturday night here at the ballpark, which that is a pretty good thing as well. Well, we are 1:05 tomorrow afternoon as we get ready to wrap up our homestand. And so far, it is Bark in the Park Sunday, presented by our pet supply places. And also, don't forget that West Creek Trail Rides is also a proud sponsor of that. And so far, make sure you come by and visit us there at the stables. Just give Lana a call at 210-616-6585 to book your reservation online, and you are good to go. Anyway, pretty good on that night. And, yep, so far it has been a good one. We are going to check what happened in Northwest Arkansas, and I do believe there's a lot of severe weather going on. There's a tornado watch on Tulsa until 11 o'clock. There's strong thunderstorms, but most evidently the tornadic activity is not out of the question for this Saturday night. Sunday could still get active. A lot of severe weather continuing on the same spots as what we see tonight. We're going to see that tomorrow as well. There's a lot of storm activity just to the northwest of Dallas-Fort Worth. And so far, that one near Decatur, Texas, look like it's got some strong winds, large damaging hail. And so far, it could be tornado warned. I mean, no doubt about it. But luckily, everything is not to the direction of Brownwood or Brady, but that's really a good thing. But yeah, we look at Tulsa. Yeah, the rain is coming down, and luckily the drillers are not at home taking on Frisco, which apparently that would be a rain-out game there in the Tulsa metropolitan area. But anyway, yeah, we're going to check Frisco and other ball clubs tonight. But Northwest Arkansas, yeah, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals have been postponed tonight due to the severe weather. So most likely, our two ball clubs left is Amarillo and San Antonio, Tulsa and Frisco. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, we are going to take you downstairs as we present you our broadcast tonight. And it is a beautiful night for baseball here in San Antonio and at Nelson Wolff Stadium here. And so far, pretty good. Well, anyway, we are just about set to go for the top of the first inning for Amarillo. Evan Fitterer coming in as he's got a four-seam, a curveball, changeup, and a slider. And so far, pretty good on that. Jack Hurley coming in as he'll lead it off for Amarillo on a Saturday night. And we're just about set to play some baseball here in the Alamo City. Three magic words. Let's play ball, and the first pitch right there and in for a strike, and we are underway. We are 7:05 here tonight. Here is the 0-1. That one's got high in the air, straightaway center. And the center fielder will bring it down, and he's got it for the out. With that, let's give the visitors starting lineup. Early Ortiz Soretti will be the leadoff three. Pena, Waldschmidt, Vukovic will be middle. Fernandez, Luis, and Serta will round it out for the Sod Poodles here tonight. Angel Ortiz, the right fielder, coming up now. One out, nobody on here in the top of the first inning. That one is got high in the air, straightaway third. And that is out number 2. Man, not a way to get things going here in this ball game. I mean, to tell you one thing, 2 flyouts, that's not good enough to get some home runs if you're just wasting outs like that. I agree. These prospects need to get something going, and hopefully they will in the later parts of this game. No balls, 1 strike to Danny Soretti. as he comes in, and so far pretty good. That's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. So anyway, in northwest Arkansas, yes, the thunderstorms, the tornadic activity that's all around them, pretty much is what postponed against the wind surge. And so far, they will play a 2 games, 7 innings tomorrow, 12:30. Well, we head to the bottom of the first inning. No runs hit to Rivers and nobody on for Amarillo. And we are heading to the bottom of the first, and it is no score. And we'll be right back here, Missions Baseball Network. Bounce set to go for the bottom of the first right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Amarillo is choosing their right-hander, Jose Cabrera, as he'll come in. A 4-seam swerve changeup and a 2-seam fastball. Cabrera now pitching for the Sod Poodles. Well, we welcome you back to our live broadcast on this Saturday night. Dr. Pepper Saturday, fireworks afterwards. And so far, pretty good. San Antonio shortstop Francisco Acuna will lead it off. And we are down and outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. Missions back to their normal get-ups. Flying Chanclas retired for the next 2 weeks until we take on Midland. 1 ball and no strikes. That one is going to be high fly in the air, straightaway up the left. And that is out number 1. With that, the San Antonio Mission starting lineups will give it to you. Acuna, Robert Salas will be the leadoff 3. Sanabria, Carpathios, and Fabian will be middle 3. Verdugo, Murphy, and Castañon will round it out for your Missions. Guy Roberts, the center fielder, trying up now. Getting ready to go for San Antonio. Great crowd, hazy conditions, and yes, a lot of high clouds as we look on the horizon. And so far, yeah, the sun is starting to glow like a reddish color. Yeah, I gotta say, John, you think there could be a wildfire burning somewhere? I don't know. That one skied high in the air, straight away. That is getting down for a base hit, and he's gonna go for 2. And he is out. And he got overconfident right there trying to get that one. That could have been a leadoff double with Kai Roberts getting up there. Yeah, but evidently he couldn't beat that throw to second, so they kicked him off, and they pretty much got him. Ethan Salas, the next batter up. Coming in for San Antonio, and the pitch. That is going to be right there, line drive, and that's a base hit. Going to first, going to second, and he's going to have a double, and Salas will avenge his brother out there in center field, Kai Roberts.
Yeah, that sure is a good thing when you can get up there and get your teammate into scoring position. That right there deserves an A+. No doubt about it.
I gotta agree. Go back to school and get some graded papers, why don't you?
Yeah, I could have said that better myself, man.
Romeo Sanabria coming in as he'll take a ball outside. The count now 1-0. Have you ever got an F on your report card, Bob?
Is that a rhetorical question?
Just answer me, will you?
No. I didn't get no F's. If I got F's, boy, my dad would give me a whooping right there and then.
My dad would always say, games you'll have to wait. Do your homework and your studying first.
Well, your dad's reputation precedes you greatly then.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at second. And that is chopped foul, and the count now 2-2. No score to this point. Bottom of the first inning with Sanabria at the plate. And that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away. Here comes a runner from second. And that's going to be an RBI single run across the score as Romeo Sanabria brings him home. And it's a 1-0 San Antonio lead in the bottom of the first.
Absolutely amazing how he got in that one.
Here is right fielder Braden Carpathios. And that's going to be taken down and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. San Antonio 1-0 against Amarillo here in the bottom of the first inning. I say it's a pretty gosh darn looking ball game as we get going. And that one is chopped foul. The count now at 1-1. Kinda humid tonight, don't you think, Bob?
Yeah, I gotta say, and I think you were working at the ranch and stuff earlier today.
Yeah, that is for sure. I was out there tending to the horses, watching people and spoiling them like crazy with them carrots. And that's going to be right there. Liner drive up to the right field area as Carpathios gets on for a single.
Man, I tell you one thing, that is pretty good when you could get in there and get something going.
6-0 batter is Albert Fabian as he'll come in and take a ball. And the count now at 1-0. Sod Poodles and San Antonio here tonight at the ball game. And if you were just tuning in, make sure you come out and support the teams here tonight. We got a big night ahead of us, a lot of innings and a lot of outs to eat out here tonight. Don't forget, we're wrapping it up with Amarillo at 1:05 tomorrow. And that is going to be bashed, and that's fouled off. The count now 2-1. So far, Northwest Arkansas and Wichita have been postponed due to the likelihood of severe thunderstorms with possibility of tornadoes. Large destructive hail and damaging winds will include in that storm. That is outside for a ball. The count now 3-2. Rosemond Verdugo awaiting on deck now for San Antonio. And the best thing about it is I think I've been saying his name wrongly.
Oh, man, that is just wicked.
Well, right there, as that will be a shortstop coming into contact. But 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 on. As we head to the second inning, San Antonio out in front. It's 1-0. We go for the second inning as Manuel Pena will lead it off. And we'll be back here on the Missions Baseball Network after our break. Now set to go for the top of the second inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Manuel Pena leading it off. Thank you, Bob. We come back to the live broadcast right now and start up the top half of the second inning, and that is fouled off. The count now 0-1. Evan Fitterer is up on the mound for San Antonio as he starts his second inning of work, which is pretty good.
No, that's a ball.
And that one is down and in for a ball. The count now 1-1. San Antonio 1, Amarillo nothing. Top of the second inning. Tying run at the plate. That is Manuel Pena. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Wind up and a pitch. That is hit to third. Straight away the ground hop. Right there to first in time to Sanabria as he takes it for out number 1. Ryan Waldschmidt is the left fielder. And he's coming in for the Sod Poodles. And a pitch.
No, that's
and
a ball.
That is outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. And a pitch.
Hey.
And that's in for a strike. The count now 1-1. Great crowd we have here on a Saturday night, right, Bob? Gotta say, absolutely right. Straight away up to the second baseman, Castañon will give it to Sanabria. And that is out number 2 on a ground ball and sacrifice out at first. A.J. Vukovic coming in. He's a designated hitter. Boy, could be another 3 up, 3 down inning. What do you think, Bob? Well, I gotta say, Amarillo could surely hit one, tie it up, but most evidently, they gotta find a way to come back and get something going. That is for sure.
Ball,
That's
no.
down and outside for a ball. The count now 1-1. Waterbridge Field in downtown Amarillo looking pretty good as they're watching the broadcast on their big, huge screen. A lot of people come all the way from Amarillo just to watch baseball. They follow their crowd. There's bus and stuff, and that is out number 3 as that will be the side retired. So no runs hit to Rivers and nobody on for Amarillo as we head for the bottom of the second inning. San Antonio leading it 1-0. We'll be right back here in the broadcast as we'll bring you Rosemond Verdugo as he'll come in to get things started here in the bottom of the second inning. Now set to go for the bottom of the second, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Rosemond Verdugo coming in now as we lead it off here in the bottom half of the second inning. Saturday night baseball underway here at the ballpark of Nelson Wolff Municipal Stadium I should say Wolf Stadium. Nelson Wolf.
Ball.
I was trying to say the confusing stuff out loud, but it starts with the M. Oh yeah, the months or whatever it is. I'm trying to think about that too. Shit. Yep. I'll just call it Nelson Wolf Stadium. Why not? That one is skied high in the air on a 2-1. And they miss it. Whoa. Right there as it falls in for a base hit, and that will be an error. And who are they going to tag that error on? Well, I gotta say, it looks like the right fielder. Oh my goodness. The right fielder misses it. Yeah, sure did. And he's going to get tagged with an E7 on the play. Ouch. That's a toothpick through the foot. Ooh, ouch. Don't remind me, Bob. Left fielder is Kai Murphy. You know, as a kid, I actually got one of those for my foot, and it hurt. My dad had to push it through. And then he had to doctor it up and all types of stuff. The 0-2 delivery, and that's going to be right there, line drive. Straight away, up to second for one. Not in time, and that is out number one. Could have overturned a double play, but instead, runner safely gets to first base, and the force out at second. Second baseman Marcos Castañon coming in. And that's going to be well hit straight away. And that looks like it's getting down for a base hit. Runner from first is headed home. Castañon with an RBI. And he is out. Oh, man. Well, he didn't make it back on that. So here is Francisco Acuna. As that's in for a strike, the count now 0-1. San Antonio now leading this game 2-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Gotta say, you got one error and so far a run in to score on that great equalizer. I gotta say, Bob, absolutely right. Here's a windup and the pitch, and that is outside. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, and here's the windup and the pitch. That one straight away up to third. Ground hopper straight through as he gets him out at first, and that ends the inning. A run, couple hits, 1 error for Amarillo. Ooh, good thing it wasn't too many errors following suit. Top of the third coming up. And San Antonio out in front by 2-0. Jose Fernandez will lead it off when we come back from our break here in this one.
About set to go for the top half of the third right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Jose Fernandez leading it off. Top of the third inning for Amarillo. Saturday night baseball as we all know it. That is right there. Now to play foul. And the count now at 0-1. Great crowd. A crowd of sod Poodles and Mission fans alike coming in as well. Here is the 0-2 delivery, and that is high fly out of play. Foul. San Antonio 2-0 here in the third inning. If you're just joining us here on YouTube Live, glad that you are on this Saturday night. Here is the 0-2 one more time, and that is hit foul. Hit the building. Good thing our windows are bulletproof. Without that, I bet we would have a lot of glass to clean up right on that.
Yeah, I gotta say, John, that would be bad.
Right there, high fly in the air. Sanabria will get it, and there is one down. Man, that is just rough, and that baseball bat broke on the play. Well, the right fielder Carpathios even came out as well to reinforce Sanabria. Here is Janzel Lewis as he'll come in. We'll take a strike inside. It's the count now at 0-1. No balls, one strike the count. And the pitch. Ground ball, foul. Could have been fair, but it was foul just outside of the shy line. And the 0-2. Still a foul ball. No balls, two strikes to count. Here he goes. And still has it foul. I think the thing about it is when you have a pitcher and a batter battling it out, seeing which one will fall first, well, definitely you got to watch out. Still hitting it foul as we all look at it. No balls and two strikes to Janzel Lewis, and again sends it foul. Sends it our way. I'll make sure you watch for flying objects through this ball game. Baseballs or bats may come your direction.
Ball.
That is outside the count now 1-2. Evan Fitterer will not be intimidated by the batters of the Amarillo order.
I gotta say, I don't think he would.
Right there, ground ball. Roller right there to Castagnon and to Sanabria. And that is out number 2. Well, that'll bring up Christian Serta as he comes in. The 9-hole batter in the catcher duties for the Sod Poodles. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Got to greet all of our visitors in YouTube Live. Welcome, everybody. Here's the 0-1. High in the air, Carpathios on his horse, and he'll make the play. So, I guess no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Amarillo. 3.5 tonight, and San Antonio with the lead. It's 2-0. We're back here as center fielder Kai Roberts come in, getting ready to go for the Missions in the bottom of the third. We come back. About set to go. We lead off the bottom of the third right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in as we lead off the bottom of the third. Thank you, Bob. Welcoming in everybody here tonight. Our broadcast. The count now 0-1 to Roberts. Most definitely getting in. That one fouled and away. The count now 0-2. San Antonio leading this game 2-0 against the Sod Poodles. And that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away up to right field. That's a base hit. Boy, and they're starting to get pretty good with the line drives and stuff, but still got to keep going on the momentum. And that's what could win you tonight here in this game. Hey, what about a good fireworks show after this one? A Missions win? Yeah, you got it. A fireworks show? That's even a double whammy. Sure, yeah, it is. No balls, one strike. Runner at first after the line drive straight away up to right field, and Ethan Salas is 1 for 1 of the night. Well, one more game against Amarillo, then it's be the next leadoff 6 games against Tulsa. Don't you really wish the Tulsa Drillers would come back to San Antonio? That'd be pretty cool. I know, and it's been aggravating to see they haven't been here for 4 years. I mean, last time they were here was the year 2022. And that's really aggravating. I mean, Arkansas and Tulsa didn't come to San Antonio for that long. That for sure. High in the air, straightaway center field. And the center fielder has it for the out.
Now batting, first baseman, Romeo Sanabria.
Well, Romeo Sanabria coming in. RBI single in the first inning. It's 1 for 1. Well, did you get the love on your horse this afternoon? Well, how'd you know? Did you stop by at West Creek today? I sure did, and I saw you hanging out with some horse. Oh, yeah, I did. I did have a pretty good day with him. I just hanged out with him. I even rode him today, made him happy. Oh, yeah. What about your carrots? Oh, yeah, I brought carrots, too. Here's the 1-1. And that one is in. But now Romeo Sanabria is going to call where that was. And that's going to be a call held up. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And a pitch. That one is skied high in the air up to left field. And that is out number 2. Well, Braden Carpathios coming in. 1 for 1 single. 2 outs, runner at first, bottom of 3. Pretty good night for us here in San Antonio. Missions up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. And that is in for a strike. The count now 1-1. Amarillo trying to come back after losing last night in a final score of 3-2. Close game after 2 solo shots by the San Antonio Missions. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now to Braden Carpathios. And that one fouled off. The count now still holding on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that will do for this half inning. And so forwardly, that will do it. So no runs, a couple of hits, 1 left on. And we head now to the top of the 4th inning. San Antonio with the lead. It's 2-0.
Well, about set to go for the top of the fourth right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Jack Hurley coming in now as we lead it off for Amarillo. 1, 2, 3, due up first in the order. And that's in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. And that is chopped foul, and the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that is going to be right there. Straight away up to Carpathios, and that is out number 1. Right fielder is Angel Ortiz as he comes in 0 for 1 with a pop out. So far, so good with him here tonight. And a pitch. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Amarillo, Road Gray, San Antonio home whites here tonight. And that's a swing and miss. The count now 0-2. Don't forget, we are back on Tuesday, May 5th. We take on Midland. Just giving y'all a little early heads up of what our next third and fourth homestands will be. The third is taking on Midland. The fourth is taking on the Wind Surge, all the way from Wichita, Kansas. The pitch, that one is high fly in the air, and that is foul. The count now 0-2. Can't wait for the month of August, though. I mean, a new baseball schedule will definitely be ready, and hopefully for 2027, we should have a pretty good chance of seeing who's coming to San Antonio next year. Danny Soretti is coming in now, the third baseman. Do you think Arkansas and Tulsa will come to town? I sure hope so. I'll probably be griping and complaining if they didn't. It should be all the North Division teams coming out here. And that would be pretty nice to see them and hopefully, continue on live broadcasts, and that'd be pretty good. And that's a good stop right there. Touche, right to first, as Sanabria gets the out. And we are now going to the bottom of the fourth with San Antonio up 2-0. Beautiful, ready to go. And yeah, so far, just a perfectly good evening as we all look at it. So we'll be right back in this broadcast. This one brought to you in part by Dr. Pepper, tonight's sponsor of our fireworks shows. Now set to go for the bottom of the fourth right now on the Missions Baseball Network.
Now set to go for the.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Ball.
Where's your words at, John? The cat got your tongue already? Oh, ha ha, very funny. Albert Fabian coming in, 1 ball, no strikes to him, and that one is in a slurve. Then the count now at 1-1. Probably kind of feel like I have indigestion. Maybe it's the sody pop you're drinking. Oh, ha ha, very funny. Yeah, I'm enjoying the Dr. Pepper when I'm playing this game and when we are up here in the booth watching the game. Rosemont Vertigo coming in now. High in the air, straightaway center. That's going to be out number 2. So Verdugo is out. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Murphy. Fielder's choice, a run 0 for 1. And so far, a pretty good night here tonight. That is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Our last ever night game for a while here in San Antonio. And unknowingly next week we'll be up in Tulsa to take on the Drillers. Yeah, I gotta say, for the end month of April, it will be the game against Tulsa, well, the 3 games, and then 3 in the split in the new month of May, and then it'll be 6 against Midland and 6 against Wichita. Yeah, that is for sure. Right there, and that will be out number 3, as that will be a ground hopper straight away to first, and that will be for the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody on for San Antonio. We head to the 5th inning, and it is 2-0 San Antonio here in this one. Manuel Pena will lead it off. When we come back in our broadcast, it's 2-0 San Antonio.
About set to go for the top of the fifth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, you want to go for some? Well, okay. Are you assisting? Yeah. All right. Well, Manuel Pena coming up now. He's 0 for 1 of the night. Welcome you back to the ball game as that's in for a strike. The count now at 0-1 as we get going for the fifth inning. 0-1. And that one's going to be right there. Line drive. And that is foul. Boy, that could have been an easy base hit. Could have ended the no-hitter. Very good and stuff. And the pitch. That's a swing. Change up and a miss. The count getting down. And is out number 1. Evan Fitterer doing pretty good tonight. He's got 60 on his four-seamer, so he entrusts that pitch with all his might. Here is Ryan Waldschmidt. Waldschmidt coming in, and the pitch is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. It is 2-0 San Antonio here in the fifth inning. And that one is foul, and the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is in. Called third strike, and there is 2 down. 5th strikeout for Evan Fitterer as he gets in on that second out of this half inning. A.J. Vukovic coming in as he gets ready to go. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Boy, this guy, I tell you, Bob, he's getting pretty used to getting out there and getting the strikes and stuff. You know, already 50 pitches, now getting down, and that's in for a hit. And now San Antonio just lost the no-hitter. Man, that is rough around the edges when you try not to getting any base hits that would get you out of that no-hit situation. That one is high fly in the air, and that's going to get down, and that will hop the wall, and that's going to be a ground rule double. Second hit for Amarillo tonight, and they get in there looking pretty good. That'll bring in Denzel Lewis as that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 0 for 1, a ground out. That's what we saw the last couple of nights ago. Pretty good. Here's the pitch. That is fouled off. And the count now at 0-2. Good shot of our third base area on this Saturday night. Gotta absolutely love how San Antonio is on this side of town. And that's right there, and that is out number 3. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. And we are going now to the bottom of the 5th inning with San Antonio leading it 2-0. So we'll be right back as the hitter, Marcos Castañon, will get things going.
Foul set to go for the bottom of the fifth right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, here is Marcos Castañon, 9-1-2 due up here for the San Antonio fifth inning. And that's in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Activity in the bullpen. The bullpen, what the heck? Where did that come from? We got activity in the bullpen as a short and another guy that's in there right now starting to warm up their tosses. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's down. That's a base hit. And that's getting through. And he's up to second with a leadoff double by Marcos Castañon. And that's a double meat cheeseburger coupon courtesy of our friends there at Whataburger. So yeah, pretty good night for San Antonio if they could get in and win it here again tonight like they did last night with 2 walk-offs. Well, a home run and a walk-off, which that's pretty good. Short and Abner warming up for the Sod Poodles. Avery Short coming in, 4-seam slider, curveball, changeup, and a 2-seam as well. Getting in for Amarillo. So the batter now is Francisco Acuna. We chop it off to the back up to the front end of our lineup card, and that is going to be fouled off. The count now at 0-1. 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out by shortstop Acuna. Sun going down, field completely shrouded in shadows, the stadium lights coming in. No balls, 2 strikes to count. No balls, 2 strikes by Acuna. Avery Short now pitching for Amarillo, and that's a good holdup. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, and a pitch. And that one is crushed. 394-foot home run by Francisco Acuna. And that is a 4-0 lead for San Antonio. Boy, nothing. The Sod Poodles got on the wild bronc and they got bucked off. Just like that. Like the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. No, that is for sure, Bob. Even though the rodeo is on Highway 90, just right off of Sam Houston Road, which that's pretty good. Center fielder is Ty Roberts as he comes in. And takes his ball in the count now 1-0. 2 singles tonight, 2 for 2 by center fielder Kai Roberts. What a good way to lead it off for San Antonio. Leadoff batter here is the shortstop Francisco Acuna. Here is 1-1. And that is a foul tip deflected right off the bat of Roberts. Here's a 1-2 delivery, and that is outside. The count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. Again, a base hit. And he's got it straight to second now. Still nobody out. And San Antonio is getting pretty good as they try to get in another run, and that'll put them up to hopefully 3rd place. You know, we look at the 3 teams that have 9 wins apiece. That is Corpus Christi, San Antonio, and Frisco, for that matter. Which pretty good for the Corpus Christi Hooks, Rough Riders, and San Antonio Missions. Gotta say, it is a pretty good one. No balls, 1 strike to Ethan Salas, and that is chopped foul. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes the count now. Batting .321. And that is a called strike 3, and that is out number 1. Avery Short getting the strikeout. Here is Romeo Sanabria, 1 for 2. His RBI single in the first. Plenty of time for Amarillo to come back in this one and try to get a win on the road. And now they're going to figure out where that one was. So, yep, it is overturned for a strike. So now, instead of it being 1 ball and no strikes, it's now no balls and a strike. That one right there, ground ball, straight away first, in time as the first baseman steps on it. And that is out number 2. Right fielder Braden Carpathios coming in now. Starting to be a nice evening here at the ballpark. And yes, the sun is down on the final night of our Tuesday through Saturday night games. Oh, don't you just love coming to the ballpark and knowingly that you got a beautiful atmosphere, you got a great crowd, you got a good game happening, and so far pretty good. Oh, that is right there. That is high fly in the air. It's gone. A home run. And now 4 runs in this half inning have came in across the score. 2 and 2 of them being double home runs. And now San Antonio is getting loose. The bats are getting extremely hot. Man, and that is something that you don't see every day, but now you do. And so far, that is pretty much going to be the end for the reliever here tonight. Avery Short is getting out of here. And so far, now San Antonio up 6-0. And we're going to have a new one. Left-hander Cole Drake will be on the mound for Amarillo. 4-seam, 12-6 curve, slider, circle change, and a sinker coming in for the Amarillo Sod Poodles. That is for sure. 1 ball and no strikes to count now. 2 back-to-back home runs, both of them being doubles. Boy, 4 runs in this half inning on 5 hits. That one right there, straight away, and that's through for a base hit. Man, and Amarillo looked like they got struck by lightning or something. Well, I'll tell you one thing, John. It's just one of them things. Inside. And so far, you know, I think it's like a San Antonio rodeo. I think the Sod Poodles got bucked off the bronc. I bet it did. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first, 4 runs in the half inning. 1-1 the count now. So far, pretty good for San Antonio. 6-0 missions. And that is going to be swung on and missed, and the count now 1-2. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. They got him. And they finally put the inning to bed. But 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors. And they leave 1 on. 6th inning coming up. San Antonio leads it 6-0. Well, as we look at this game, I gotta say it's getting pretty decent as we had Federer coming in and both the starters coming out. Just a pretty good sight to see here in this one. I gotta say, John, absolutely right. And,
Yeah, Carpathios getting that 2-run shot to straightaway right field, hitting
The catcher.
our scoreboard, which that is pretty good. Well, we are up to the top half of the 6th inning. Amarillo is getting ready to go again. And great crowd we have here tonight as we are getting ready with Christian Serta as we come back in our broadcast after our breaks. Bounce set to go for the top half of the 6th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, before we get things going for this half inning, Bob, there is going to be a pitching change for San Antonio. Andrew Dahlquist coming in for same curveball, slider, changeup,
And his best one of them yet is that 95-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. This guy can literally just get you off guard when you least expect it. Top of the sixth inning, here is Christian Serta, 9-1-2 due up for the top of the Amarillo six. And that's going to be right there, and that will miss in for the base hit. Boy, Amarillo just trying to get in and trying to get some runs. And here's Jack Hurley. Ooh, ouch, that got him. So now 2-1, nobody out. Here's right fielder Angel Ortiz. Ortiz coming in, and he'll foul that one off. The count now at 0-1. No balls, one strike the count now to Ortiz. And here's the pitch. And he'll foul that one off. The count now still holding on, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. And that is a called third strike. And that is out number 1. Danny Soretti coming in, 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. So they're going to intentionally walk him right there and then. So that will load up the bases. And that'll bring up Manuel Pena. Pena coming in and getting the substitution back, as that will be a runner getting back safely. Uh-oh, and then they're going to balk him right on, and now the run is in to score for Amarillo, and it's now 6-1. But San Antonio still leading this game, and that'll bring up Ryan Waldschmidt. That's a high pop-up straight away. And nobody can get there. That's going to get down. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Amarillo lean it with a 2-run double by Ryan Waldschmidt. So now, that's putting it mildly that it is a 3-run lead for San Antonio. And now another 3 getting going. That's a line drive straightaway and a run in to score. And now Amarillo just coming back in this one as they chip the deficit. San Antonio still up now by 2. And yes, all 4 of them runs have evaporated under the base hits of the Sod Poodles. Jose Fernandez, 1 for 2 double. Coming in and getting ready to go with the corners loaded up. And here is the pitch. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. The 0-1. And that is popped up and foul. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. 6-4 San Antonio here in the top half of the 6th inning. And that's right there. Line drive base hit. And that'll bring home the 5th run for the Sod Poodles. Man, tell you one thing, John, I don't think this reliever is going to have a good night. But most evidently, not all relievers have a good night. Confidence level is bad.
No.
That one is down and outside. The count now 1 ball, no strikes to Janzel Lewis. Well, the lead has evaporated quickly. San Antonio leading it by a run. And that's in for a strike. The count now at 1-1. And a pitch. That is fouled and away. The count now at 1-2. One ball, two strikes. High in the air, straight away. Up and right. Carpathios getting there. And that is out number 2. Jantel Lewis getting that out. And he goes down for the second out of the inning. Christian Serta, 1-for-2 single. Here is the pitch, and that is crushed. And that's going to get right there, and that's a line drive base hit. Run is in to score. Amarillo now takes the lead. Now 7 runs in across the score. And the Sod Poodles coming back tonight trying to get things going. So now that will be it for Andrew Dahlquist. And so far, Justin Yeager is going to come in. Man, tell you one thing, that is pretty crazy when we all look at it. You had a 6-run lead against Amarillo, and now you're kicking yourself in the leg, or stomping yourself, or having the horse stomp your foot for you. Ow! Or what are you saying ouch for? Horse hooves are really hurt. Here's Jack Hurley. And that's going to be right there, and that is foul. Boy, could have been an easy 2-run shot, making it a 9-6 ball game. Here's the windup and foul, and the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one is high fly in the air, foul. And still hanging on. Amarillo in front of the lead, 7-6. All 7 runs in this half inning have been well earned. And so far, pretty good. That is high. Deep to center. And that is gone. A home run. Amarillo ain't playing games tonight. They're coming back as they have now plated 9 runs on 10 hits. 100 on the exit velocity. And the bats are alive here tonight as both sides been plating some good runs. Here is Angel Ortiz as he'll come in and put one inside, and the count now 0-1. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, a pop out. And so far, pretty good. And the pitch. That is high fly in the air straight away. Up and no, he couldn't get it. Boy, the left fielder, Kai Murphy, couldn't catch up to it. Evidently, that ball was fair, and now we got a runner in scoring position. Here is Danny Soretti now. That is chopped foul, and the count now 0-1. 0 for 2 walking a run by Soretti here this evening. In the top of the 6th inning, and now 9 runs plated and 10 hits. That is a world record for Amarillo. I can tell you that for sure. That is high in the air, straight away, up in right field as Carpathios. He'll make the play, and finally, that would put the inning to bed. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 on. Bottom half of the 6th coming up. Amarillo out in front. It's 9-6. Sod Poodles.
Now set to go for the bottom of the sixth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. What a long half inning that was after 9 runs came in across the score for Amarillo. And gotta say, we are bats hot in this one. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kai Murphy. And oh my goodness, now they overturn the call, and it's now no balls and 1 strike. Jeez Louise, what is going on? So here's the 1-1 count for Kai Murphy. And the pitch. And that's going to be right there. And that's going to get down for a base hit. So now the work needs to start getting going. Amarillo is up by 3 runs. So far, 9-6 our score. And the circle change comes in to Marcos Castañon, who's 2 for 2, 2 doubles, RBI, and a run. The windup and the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away. That's a base hit.
And that's going to get down. And here comes a runner from first and is in to score. And now make it a 2-run lead for Amarillo. I don't think San Antonio is going to bed quietly tonight. I don't think so, Bob. The bats are hot, and now they're going to keep them hot. As both Amarillo and San Antonio are just really getting on cruise control tonight. Francisco Acuna coming in now. And he's going to power that one high in the air. And the runner going from second goes to third now. And that'll put him 90 feet. 8th run to score in for San Antonio's just 90 feet. Even from home plate. Guy Roberts 3 for 3. Double 2 singles and a run. Getting ready to go for San Antonio. And that's going to be right there. And that's down for a hit. Now it's a Amarillo 1-run lead. San Antonio is coming back, and those 2 runs have already evaporated the lead. 1 for 3 by Ethan Salas tonight. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 1 for 3, double and a run by Salas tonight. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's a good game night tonight. We've seen a lot of runs come in across the score. And yeah, so far it's just been a absolutely good show tonight. Here's the 0-2. And that's a broken bat. Ground ball, straight, up to second is the out. And, yep, I gotta say, that is just crazy as all get out. Ethan Salas is on first, and the runner gets out at second. And that'll bring into the plate Romeo Sanabria. 1 for 3, an RBI that he came across in this game. And now they're going to contest this, whether if it was out. And, oh man, so they're not even going to make a decision. It's still a strike. So pretty much, that is just crazy talk right there, man. Here's the 0-1. Right there, straight away, up to second. And they'll force him out easily. And that will be the side retired. So 2 runs come back for San Antonio, but they still have a 1-run lead for Amarillo. It's a 9-8 ball game as we head to the 7th inning. So back here is Manuel Pena, Waldschmidt, and Vukovic will come in. They'll lead it off for Amarillo as we come back for the 7th inning.
About set to go for the top of the 7th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Manuel Pena coming in now, 9-8 our score here in the top half of the 7th inning. And the pitch is a splitter outside, the count now 1-0. Only 3 innings to go here tonight, here for a Saturday night. And so far, it's been a pretty good, productive game so far. Both sides have literally been getting some runs in. Yeah, I got to say, well, a pretty good amount, I would say. Here's the 2-0. And that's going to be lofted high in the air. Straight away, up in time is the left fielder, Kai Murphy, as he'll make the play for out number 1.
Now that's left Ryan Waldschmidt.
That'll bring in Ryan Waldschmidt. Is 1 for 3, double, 2 RBIs and a run. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now is 0-1. The 0-1. And that is fouled off. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away up in front. And that is a base hit. But getting going in that one. Yeah, I got to say, it's starting to get pretty interesting in this one, as we all know it. That is for sure. Here is A.J. Vukovic as he comes in. And that is foul. And the count now at 0-1. 2 for 3, 2 singles, RBI, and a run. So pretty good as we get going. And they're going to balk him over. And boy, that is not good when we all look at it. Here's the 0-1. And they're going to balk him again. So now it's going to be one of them things. 0-1, the pitch. And that's going to be lofted high in the air straight away. Up in time. And that's going to be a diving catch. And here comes the run in to score. And Amarillo will secure their 10th run here this evening. Man, that is just rough when you think about it. Yeah, I gotta say, Bob, it absolutely is. Amarillo starting to pull away again. Down. And that one is down, and the count now at 0 and, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, gotta say, Bob, it's starting to get pretty interesting tonight here at Wolf Stadium. And we are definitely going to have a pitching change for San Antonio, and that'll put in Fernando Sanchez as he will come in this ball game. Well, so far, it's turning out to be a real game here tonight. So 23 for San Antonio, reporting for the relief duty position, Fernando Sanchez. Coming in as a 4-seam serve, circle change, cutter, and sinker. Getting in to pitch for San Antonio. Here is the pitch, and that is a circle change, and the count now 2-0. Amarillo leading 10-8 against San Antonio here this evening. And that is pop foul, and the count now still continuing onward. We hit 2 hours of baseball time.
here on YouTube Live. And that is going to be right there. Line drive up to left field for the base hit as that goes in front of Kai Murphy.
The batter number 10, second base, Luis.
That will bring up Janzel Luis as he'll come in. And the pitch, that is popped foul, and the count now at 0-1. 0 for 3, grounded out in the third. And here's the 0-1. And that's right there. They couldn't stop it. Base hit to left. And still trying to get things going. Man, I tell you one thing, John. San Antonio is really in trouble tonight. Yeah, I tell you, Bob. They are really in trouble. Here is Christian Serta as he'll come in. Take a ball. The count now 1-0. 2 for 3, double, single, 2 RBIs, 2 runs by tonight's catcher. And that's a strike. And the count now is 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And they're going to block him over. I don't know. I don't understand why, but now second and third now. Here's the 1-1. And that is foul. And it'll make it a 1-2 count now. Looking in. 1-2. Payoff pitch. And that is fouled off. 1-2, one more time. And again sends it foul. One and two. And that right there gets up to the shortstop. Throws down the first, and that finally puts the inning straight to bed. So anyway, as it's all said and done, we head for the bottom half of the 7th inning. And Bryce Jarvis coming in to pitch relief for Amarillo when we come back. The score is Amarillo 10, San Antonio 8 here on this Saturday night. About set to go for the bottom of the 7th right now. The Missions Baseball Network. All right, right-hander Bryce Jarvis is getting loose on the mound. 5.73 ERA, 21.4, 300 over a .239 on the average. Braden Carpathios, the batter up now for San Antonio. Getting ready to go. 3 outs remain, or should I say 9 outs remain for San Antonio here in this one.
If it was 3, it would have been 7 innings we played tonight.
That one's right there, and that's going to get through for the base hit. And that's going straight away up to second as Braden Carpathios pulls up in. And that's a Whataburger double. Albert Fabian coming in now. As we got an instant replay look of that base hit. And that is outside for a count now. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 for 3 single. A good crowd we have here. 2 hours in our broadcast time. Here is a 1-0. That one skied high in the air, and it's carrying well. And there he goes. Took off running straight to third. And Fabian, being the man out, and that's going to bring in Rosemond Verdugo as he getting ready to get going. 0 for 3 tonight by Verdugo. And that's going to be line drive straight away in time. And the run in the score on the RBI single now makes it a 1-run ball game for Amarillo. Now it's 10-9.
Yeah, San Antonio ain't going to go down without a fight tonight. They're going to try everything out of their existence to make sure that this win is theirs. No doubt about it.
I tell you, Bob, it's getting pretty interesting. And that's right there. Line drive straightaway center, and that's through for a base hit.
Man, I tell you one thing, John. It's getting pretty interesting as we all look at it, that each and every base hit is getting pretty good.
That is for sure. Marcos Castañon coming in now. 9-1-2. Getting set to go. And the pitch, swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. 3 for 3 by a 3 doubles, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs for the second baseman for San Antonio, Marcos Castañon. The 0-1 delivery. High pop up, right there near the catcher. And that is out number 2. I guess as we all look at it, that the time says 9:23 on this Saturday night. And most evidently, things are getting pretty good. And that's right there, high in the air, straight away, in time, as that will end the inning. Well, 1 run, a few hits, no errors, and they leave 2 on. It's time for the 8th inning straight ahead, and we're just about set to go. Jack Hurley will get things ready when we approach the top half of the 8th inning. Well, about set to go for the top half of the eighth inning. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, I gotta say, oh, the storms out there in Frisco are now getting in. There is a lightning delay, and so far the thunderstorm activity is probably getting really, really good out there in Frisco, Texas. But the game over there is almost over, and so far they'll try to get it finished before the activity really kicks in. All right, here for San Antonio, here in the top half of the eighth inning, Jack Hurley coming in as we are about set to go for the eighth inning. Amarillo leading it by 1 run. That's 10-9. And that's in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That's a high pop-up straightaway up the left field. Kai Murphy getting under it, makes the play. And that is out number 1. That'll bring up Angel Ortiz, the right fielder, 1 for 4. A double. Gotta say, pretty good on many things there, John. He's just getting going and getting things in his favor. Yep, that is for sure. Here's the pitch, and that's an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Amarillo having their final 5 outs. San Antonio, their last 6 outs. And that's a line drive, base hit to center. Man, I tell you one thing, John. That's 19 runs this ball game. Yeah, you know, Bob, you're absolutely right. Good job on your math. Well, that was my favorite subject in school, was math. Oh, yeah? Well, what is 2 plus 2? 4. Well, the call got overturned as that strike has now vanished. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Tell you one thing, that's just a real butt kicker when it comes to getting a call overturned. Well, I guess it is what it is, and that's going to be high in the air. And it was 7.5 foot outside the foul pole. Man, that could have been an easy home run for Amarillo. Now 12. Boy, that would have put it to 21 runs combined here in this game alone. Here's the pitch. High pop up straight away. First base, Sanabria will look at it, and that is out number 2. Manuel Pena coming in 0 for 3, a walk, RBI, and a run. Here's the pitch.
That's a ball.
And they're going to balk him over. And 4,000 and a half here tonight attended the ball game. What a night it's going to be. Here's the pitch. That's high fly. Straight away. Shortstop getting it. Acuna will pull it down, and he's got it for the out. So, could have been more danger averted, but evidently now we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Amarillo out in front, 10-9. Sean Dubin, a right-hander, will get loose out on the mound for the Sod Poodles when we come back. Bounce at the goal for the bottom half of the 8th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Sean Dubin coming out for his appearance for Amarillo. ERA 5.08. His strikeout, which is pretty good. I do believe it was 19.3 on his strikeout rate. Ty Roberts coming in now as he gets ready to go. And the pitch is outside. The count now 1-1. Here's the pitch. That is fouled off. The count now 1-2. Well, I do believe we have hit almost close to 10 o'clock hour. And that's going to be right there. And that will get down through for a line drive base hit. Roberts getting into second safely. And now the tying run sits out there in scoring position. Boy, that is the second time that Ty Roberts gets on base and just tries to get things going for his team. Yeah, I gotta say, that'd be really good for pretty much for San Antonio to come in with that tying run. Yeah, that is for sure. That's a high pop-up straight away in time. And there he goes. He's made it to third safely. And that's a stolen base. That'll bring in the first baseman, Romeo Sanabria. 1 for 4, an RBI single in the first. Trying to tie the game up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that one is high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
No, off the plate.
And that's outside. The count now 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, just a thunderstorm there in Oklahoma. And so far a lot of rain, but tornadic activity was pretty high. Even yesterday it was pretty bad. You know, out there in Frisco, boy, Fort Worth is getting hit by those storms. And that's going to be high in the air. And here comes the runner coming up. And now it's a 10-10 ball game. And we are tied. RBI come in. Raiden Carpathio's 3 for 4, a home run single, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs by this right fielder here tonight. Could be a hail core going through Fort Worth right now. Yeah, I got to say, John, you're looking at the radar, and so far pretty good. We got a lefty and a righty warming up. We got Abner, a left-hander, and Holman, a right-hander. That is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's in for a strike. The count now at 1-1. Our ball game is tied at 10 apiece. And that's going to be high in the air, and that's going to get down for the base hit. Going to first, going to second, and Carpathio has a 2-out double. Probably going to be a long night here in San Antonio as they try to get things going. And now the 9th inning is all up to Amarillo to try to get ahead.
Ball.
That's a ball outside. The count now 1-0. 1 for 4 single. 10-10 ball game here in San Antonio, Texas. Sod Poodles and Missions here tonight. That one, ground ball, straightaway short, in time, and that ends the inning. 1 run, couple of hits, no errors, and 1 left on. And we head to the 9th inning, and we are all tied at 10-10. So 1 more inning for the night as we get ready to go. as Ryan Waldschmidt coming in for Amarillo. He'll lead it off. Now set to go for the ninth inning right now for the Missions Baseball Network. Ryan Waldschmidt coming in now as we are set to go here for the top of the ninth inning. It's a 10-10 tie between Amarillo and San Antonio as well. That's fouled off, and the count now at 0-1. 20 runs combined here tonight on the both of these teams. And so far, being a late evening as it already is. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss, and that is out number one. And so far, one down and two left is getting ready to get going. This broadcast has been brought to you in part by West Creek Trail Rides of San Antonio here. That's a high pop-up up in front, and that is out number two. Jose Fernandez coming in 3 for 4 of the night here for Amarillo. And the pitch. And that's in for a circle change for a strike. And the count now at 0-1. Here's pitch. That one fouled off. Still hanging on. So no balls, 2 strikes to count. Here is the payoff pitch, and that is fouled off. And still hanging on. Boy, if we get to the bottom half of the ninth inning and the equalizing run does not come in to score, that would be pretty bad. Right there, a swing and a miss, and that will do. Well, this half inning is over. Well, the San Antonio Missions getting Verdugo, Murphy, and Castañon to get things ready as we head for the bottom of the ninth on this Saturday night. So we'll be right back as Verdugo getting ready to go in this one.
All right, we head to the bottom of the ninth inning right now on the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network. Rosemond Verdugo coming in now as we get ready to lead off the bottom of the ninth.
Ball. Down
That
low.
one is outside the count now. 1 ball and no strikes, and they are going to contest this ball. And so far, it is going to be held up as a ball. So that is a win for San Antonio. The pitch.
No, that's a ball.
And that one is in the count now 2-0. Verdugo, the winning run for San Antonio. That one popped foul in the count now at 2-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. The count now 2-2. Well, do you think we could have extra innings here tonight, John? I think so. That's right there. Slow roller right there to third in time. And that is out number 1. The left fielder, Kai Murphy, coming in is 2 for 4 to 2 singles and 2 runs. In ready to go for San Antonio. And the pitch.
Outside.
And that one is outside. The count now 1 ball and no strikes. That's right there. Hit straightaway third. In time, out number 2. The second baseman is Marcos Castañon, but before he comes up, manager is going to pull out his reliever, as that will do for him here tonight. You know, most evidently, now we're going to have Grant Holman coming in for the Sod Poodles. ERA 5.09, a 16.5 percentage on strikeout rates, 296 over a 256. And so far trying to get the final out here in this bottom half of the ninth inning. Marcos Castañon Grant Holman coming in, and they're going to call that a ball. And so far, that right there, Jeff Andrews wasn't paying attention to that play. So yes, that was a corrected mistake. And that's going to be right there, line drive, and that's a foul ball. Here's the 0-2. And that's going to be high fly in the air and right there to the center fielder. And with that, the side is retired. Well, we have to cancel those dinner reservations there, partner, as we'll go to the 10th inning, and it's a deadlock tie at 10-10. Well, we'll have extra runners getting on as Jose Fernandez will lead it off on second. Janzel Lewis will lead it on the plate for Amarillo.
Bow set to go for the top half of the 10th inning. Right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. Denzel Lewis coming in, 8-9-1, top of the 10th inning. 10-10 ball game here in extra innings. That one is a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. We approach 10:30 on this night. And that is foul, and the count now 0-2. Going to be a long night if Amarillo doesn't get up and win this one here tonight, or if San Antonio can get this one. Well, I don't know about that, John, but I'll tell you one thing. It may end up looking good if they can continue doing what they're doing. Denzel Lewis being the first man out, and here is Christian Serta.
Ball.
And that's outside for the ball. The count now 1-0. 2 for 4, a double, and single, 2 RBIs, and a runs that had 2 on there. That's a swing and a miss. The count now at 1-1. And that one is going to get crushed deep to right field, and that is gone. Home run by Christian Serta, and Amarillo will push their lead in front. It's 12-10. Boy, a 2-run homer for the Sod Poodles. And now that'll put them down just by 2. Man, and I gotta say, they're trying to get this road victory here tonight. And so far, I don't blame them. I mean, they did a lot of runs. Well, combined 22 runs when you do the math. And, yep, so far pretty good. That's right there. The count now 0-1. 2-run shot back in the 6th inning for Jack Hurley. Hurley is 1 for 4 for Amarillo. And that one is going to get foul. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on after the 2-run shot. And that's going to be high in the air up to center. And so far, that will be the center fielder's ball for out number 2. Angel Ortiz, 2 for 5, a double and a single. And the pitch. That is chopped foul, and the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the pitch. Swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, the count, and the pitch. And now go foul. Still hanging on is 0-2. Fernando Sanchez now at 40 pitches for his time on relief for San Antonio. Here's the 0-2. And that is getting foul. Amarillo 12-10. 2-run lead for the Sod Poodles. 12-10 the score here tonight. There's the 0-2. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit to left. And boy, that is going to be another hit for Amarillo. 2-out single, and now here is Danny Soretti. 0 for 4, a walk and a run by Danny here tonight. Wind up and the pitch, and they're going to balk him over. So now, that'll put him out there at second. And that's in for a strike. The count now 1-1. All right, final scores. Let's go ahead and give you them. Arkansas sweeping Corpus Christi by a final of 4-0 on game one, 5-2 on the second game. Midland winning 6-4 against Springfield. We're still going here in San Antonio. It's 12-10 in the top of the 10th inning. Frisco leading a pretty good one, but they finished strong 6-5 against the Tulsa Drillers. So Frisco now pushes up to a 10. And here's the 1-2. That's a high pop-up. Foul ground's not in time. So now it'll be 14-6 for the Drillers. And Frisco will jump up ahead and get into second place. And here's the pitch.
Time, that's a ball.
And time, that's going to be a ball right there on a block. Now that will put him up to third. And now it will be a 13th potential run waiting to come in to score. 1-2. And that's going to be right there. Straight away up to short in time. And that ends the inning. A 2-run homer comes in for the Sod Poodles, as it is a 12-10 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Acuna, Robertson, Salas will lead it off for San Antonio. Right-hander Derek Law will come out to pitch for the Sod Poodles when we come back. Bounce at the goal for the bottom half of the 10th inning. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Right-hander Derek Law is coming in now as we get set to go for the bottom of the 10th inning here for San Antonio. Francisco Acuna coming in now as we lead it off here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Runner in scoring position at second. And that is out for the ball. The count now 1-0. Going to take her some time, and that is Castañon out there, so he'll be out there. And the pitch, that is fouled off. The count now at 1-1. The fireworks will be delayed until this game is finished. And so far, pretty good. That's a high pop-up straight away. And in time, as that is out number 1. Amarillo has 2 more outs to claim a road victory here this evening. Ty Roberts 5 for 5 at 2 doubles, 3 singles, 2 runs on an RBI. And so far pretty good for San Antonio. He's been really good in this game. No balls and 1 strike the count. And the pitch. And that is in for the strike. And the count now 0-2. Amarillo 12, San Antonio 10 here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Runner at second. 1 man down. And that is a high pop-up right there. And that is out number 2. 1 more out to go, and Amarillo would have a win. San Antonio would most definitely get this one as a loss. Ethan Salas coming in now. He's ready to go. And that one's going to be lofted high in the air straight away. In time as he hits the wall. And finally, we put the game to bed. 8th win of the season for Amarillo. And San Antonio now in 9-11. Tied up with Corpus Christi. And so far, that will conclude tonight's festivities. Grant Holman wins for Amarillo. Fernando Sanchez takes the loss. For San Antonio, the save will go to Derek Law, as he will take it for Amarillo in the save. So far, pretty good as getting going here in this one. And so far, a pretty good one indeed. Well, we are 1 more game here at home, and so far, hope everybody comes out. Bark in the Park Sunday, presented by Petco and our pet supply places, which that right there is going to be pretty good. Well, we hit the 11 o'clock hour here at the ballpark, and so far, what a night it's been. I mean, for San Antonio and Amarillo, this was home run demolition derby, it looks. But anyway, got to say, it was a pretty good night for Amarillo as they claim a win on the road, and now they are 8-12. San Antonio 9-11, tied up against Corpus Christi. Frisco moves in second place due to their win against the Tulsa Drillers. And so far, pretty good. The Drillers at 14-6, they lead 4.5 against Wichita, 5.5 against Arkansas and Northwest Arkansas, 6.5 against Springfield. So, gotta say, that is pretty good standings right there as we all look at it. But anyway, yep, fireworks are starting to go off, and so far, it's past 11. It's like 11:10 already. And so far, what a night it's been. Well, for all of us here tonight, our final score, Amarillo 12, San Antonio 10. So we'll go ahead and give you your runs, hits, and errors here tonight. 12 runs, 15 hits, 1 error for Amarillo. And for San Antonio, 10 runs on 19 hits, no errors. Christian Serta is a 3 for 5, a home run, and 2 bases in that. Holman takes the win, and Sanchez getting the loss for San Antonio. Amarillo had a helper. Derek Law took the save for the Sod Poodles, which that right there was pretty good. But anyway, after the after-game show, yes, the fireworks now blowing up and lighting up the sky here tonight as we all look at it. And so far, we'll go ahead and tell you it was a pretty good one. Yeah, I got to say, John, tonight it was a good one for Amarillo, and people at Waterridge Field in downtown Amarillo are now celebrating this victory. Yeah, they sure are, and so far it was a pretty good one, and now they're watching it on the big screen over there, and so far it was a pretty good ball game as they basically afterwards they closed it off after this one, so they won't get a chance to watch the after game show. So fans there in Amarillo want to make sure that you come in to our live broadcast to catch the after game show here tonight. Anyway, yes, a lot of severe weather through this night has been going on. Wichita at Northwest Arkansas was immediately postponed due to tornadic supercell thunderstorms. And so far, yeah, Frisco almost getting postponed as well, but they end up finishing their ball game. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, one more game here at home, and I got to say, it will be a 1:05 first pitch. And so far, it will be pretty good. Well, after tomorrow's game, Missions will pack up and hit the road as they go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then they'll start a Tuesday through Sunday next week in Tulsa. And so far, going to be a pretty good road trip. Well, I mean, we'll be gone for 1 week, and then we're back home for the next 2. So, yeah, that'd be pretty good right there. But yeah, anyway, it will be a nice road trip, and so far, Missions need to come back and get a W and all types of stuff. But anyway, yep, fireworks are pretty much done as we get ready to close off this after game show here. Our final score, 12-10, high-scoring affair, as it was a 22 runs combined. And gotta say, that was really good ball game. Well, anyway, for all of us here tonight, we want to thank y'all for coming in. And we gotta say, that was a pretty good one as we get going. Well, final score again, 12-10. Amarillo takes Game 5 of our 6-game series. And so far, don't forget our gates open at 12 noon. So get to the ballpark, get your seats, get your tickets for the SAmissions.com. And yeah, we're going to be 105 tomorrow. It'll be cloudy skies, it looks, as we all look at it. So yeah, a mix of clouds and sun could definitely be in the works. Probably a chance of rain, maybe even a thunderstorm or two. But I don't know. We'll see how everything plays out on that one. But anyway, we wish everybody a good night, and we say so long until tomorrow from our friends here in the booth, myself, Bob, and everybody in engineering. Thank y'all so much for your hard work here tonight. Evidently, we are going to go ahead and get off here, and we will see y'all again tomorrow afternoon. The conclusion of the 6-game set will determine who's going to win in this finale, and so far, pretty good. Anyway, hope y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all again tomorrow. And for everybody that came to the ball game, make sure y'all get home safely. So have a good night. Bob, you too. Have a good night, and we'll see y'all again soon.